Zain, Michael Jacobidis holds the Sir Donald Gordon Chair of Entrepreneurship and Innovation at the London Business School, and he joins us now live from London to discuss what is next for Greece. I just want to quote you here, Michael. If you think about the referendum rationally, it makes no sense at all. That was your assessment this time yesterday. I'm just wondering, do you think the Greek people are starting to realise that yet? Because you had this rally against the referendum yesterday, one for it today. Polls show that the yes votes might be in the majority. But do you think the local opinion is as it is outside of Europe?
Well, I thought, and I still think, that if you look at the timing of the referendum, if you look at the way that it happened, it didn't make any sense. It should have happened on the 29th. The reason today is the payment to the IMF, and Greece is almost certainly going to join the distinguished company of countries like Somalia in not having paid the IMF. This is not going to lead to bankruptcy, but it certainly makes the situation more difficult. Interestingly, and I think something that was not expected by the people who decided for the referendum, that might provide a solution out of this crisis, and it may be a solution that will see this government step down. I think that what may end up happening at the end of this week is that the yes vote may eventually overtake as reality sets in, as people understand that this is not a joke, it's not a negotiation game, and as it becomes clear that a no vote is most likely going to be simply leaving the Eurozone, a yes vote will force the government to go down. So we may end up having a solution at the end of this week.
If the yes vote is successful. It's
Absolutely.
Interesting. Now, you said party politics are really to blame for the Prime Minister's surprise actions, and you've even said ignorance and arrogance has been evident on behalf of the government. That's really what's at play. Do you think that the perception that Greece is to blame is starting to set in, and is that what's necessary to get the medicine, the fix that's needed?
Well, it's a little bit more subtle than that. What's really happening, I think, is that people realize that the alternative is a little bleak. The problem is that the no camp is emotive, and of course that plays very well to the Greek character, to the temperament, to the feeling that we will resist. And they are evoking images of the war with fascist Italy in the 40s, or even of the Greeks expelling the Persians in the 5th century BC. We're speaking about old-style propaganda and obviously trying to make the national pride be what's going to carry the day. But I suspect that as days go by and as the no camp is not explaining exactly what would happen other than saying we will negotiate with, I think, isn't very plausible. The answer is we will try to live in the drachma. The view in voters' minds is going to start shifting, which is why I would suspect that there's going to be a growth of the yes vote. But of course, we'll see what the next few days are going to bring.
And we can't really underestimate what the experience of lining up, queuing up at an ATM for hours, day after day, has on someone when they think about their prospects, not just for the week, but what comes after this referendum. I mean, how much worse will life be for Greeks should this referendum change nothing? How will the country's economy even function?
Absolutely. And you have to remember one thing. The way the Greeks see the crisis is very different from the way you or I might perceive it. Greeks get their news locally, and the news are controlled by the media barons. It's interesting that the Tsipras government that started with a rhetoric that would be pushing the oligarchs and pushing the media barons, many of the people that own media channels are very intricately connected as suppliers to the Greek state. Nothing has happened, and the support for the Tsipras government has been tacit, but I think there from the local press and the local media. And there is also this very polarizing rhetoric that has grown. So I think that people are now starting to say, well, hang on a minute, what may happen the day after? And as you said, queuing, understanding that the economy, the things that they take for granted will not be there, starts changing the sense of the baseline. Because the baseline isn't we're going to go back to the nice, comfortable days, but that the days looking ahead are going to be difficult. In which way? And that this is what this vote is about. I think that this week is going to be crucial, and I think that we may see potentially at the end of it dramatic political change.
Yeah, this is certainly a sobering experience for many Greeks, and a new kind of reality, you could say, is certainly setting in this week. Michael Jacobides with the London Business School, thanks for your time this morning, joining us from London.
Thanks.